Mics are hot. Coming to cams. Hello everyone and welcome to the NASCAR Xfinity Series race, the Sciaps 300 here at Bristol, round the half mile, the Great Colosseum. 300 laps ahead of us, that's where it gets its 300 name from. We are joined by Matthew Owens, and let me just enable your audio, Matthew, so we can actually hear you. Let me just press a couple of buttons and we should have you now. Hello, Matthew.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Let me just turn you up on the OBS side. There we go. I'm all right. It's been a very stressful day. I'm about to lose the will to live. But I've got a Bubba Wallace sponsored thing coming to my commentary box.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. And also, Jack is joined with us. Hello, Jack.
The second most annoying British person in the commentary box here.
Thanks for that.
Looking forward to an incredibly exciting race today. Bristol, I would argue, one of the best tracks in all of NASCAR. As you can see, on pole position today, I think it's Kyle Larson. Alongside him, Connor Zilic. Going to be an exciting one. Larson finished second last night in the truck race. Can he go one better in tonight's race?
Yeah, and by the way, viewers, I do understand and I do get you. Don't worry. I know the OBS is a mess, and it will be sorted very, very shortly once I have the time in the race. I'll probably throw it to Matthew for a couple of laps. Then a couple of laps. It's like 30 seconds down this place. Anyway, let's go to the starting grid, and hopefully we will be close to it very, very soon. Are we on one to go, Matthew? Alright, so let's quickly go through the starting grid. Kyle Larson, Connor Zilic, row 1, row 2, Carson Quaffle, Justin Allgaier, row 3, Ryan Segan, Sam Mayer, Nick Sanchez, Sammy Smith, Parker Retzlaff, Harrison Burton, row 5. 1 to go, I believe we are getting now. Row 6 is Taylor Gray and Jeb Burton, Jesse Love, Brandon Jones, William Swallage, Corey Heim, Dean Thompson, Austin Hill, Daniel Dye, Carl Sieg, row 10. Then Sheldon Creed, Christian Eckes, Brendan Paul, Jeremy Clements. My timing screens have gone green, which means we must be on 1 to go, Matthew Owens.
Yeah, we are coming to the green, and we are excited for this one. Practice and qualifying here for the Xfinity Series and the Cup cars today have been quite interesting, with a lot of tire wear, just the story we had for the Cup Series here last spring, which created that classic race. What are we going to get this weekend is the question. We're about ready to start finding out. 300-lap race, 160 miles. The first stage will go 85 laps. Chevrolet Corvette pace car comes to pit road. Larson and Zilic on the front row. Green flag waves. It's time to drop the hammer from Thunder Valley, Bristol, Tennessee. Larson takes off and gets the whole shot. He'll take it to the bottom of turns 1 and 2. Justin Allgaier will try to motor around his outside. Can't do it. He'll fall back in line and will battle for second with Connor Zilic, but Allgaier, twitchy in the center of the corner, allows Zilic to get through. Across the line, lap 1 complete in just north of 15 seconds, and Larson, the leader, wrapping the bottom coming out of turn number 2. Zilic is in line second. Allgaier is third. Mayer is fourth. Now Carson Quaffle tries to get to his inside, Jack.
Yeah, we got Jesse Love just driving along there. And it's slow. Harrison Burton slow. That is not what he needed today.
Harrison Burton, and the caution is out on lap 3. Not sure what's happened to Harrison here. But Harrison Burton is slow, and also Mason Maggio is smoking on the backstretch pit road and has come to a stop. So that puts us under yellow here very, very quickly. That's a shame for Harrison Burton, who has had a fantastic start to the season, 10th in the point standings. Just slowed up coming out of turn 4.
Oh.
And then, wow, Mason Maggio hit the wall hard at the same area of the track in a different... He wasn't running with Josh. How's it gone so far on this crazy busy weekend for everyone at JBM?
How to answer your question without getting millions and millions of dollars of fines from the FIA? It's
I've
been
got the answer.
busy, but it's been doable. Does that make sense?
Okay.
I think this is what he meant to say.
That.
Indeed. Harrison Burton is on pit road here under caution. Never really saw what happened to Harrison there, Jack. I wonder if he just had a right front tire go down. He never hit the wall. He never hit anybody.
Oh. Yeah, on the replay I saw, it looked like his car just died mid-corner while he was in front of Nick Sanchez. What happened with Maggio, though? I reckon that tire went down, maybe. I don't know. He had a crash in practice, you have to remember as well. They've been working desperately to get that car reassembled for the race.
Yeah, and he hit it a lot coming out of turn 4. So we are underway. USRN2, JBM, the Sci Apps 300 for the Xfinity Series here at Bristol.
Mason Maggio appears to be done for the day.
Oh, that's a shame for Mason, who hit the wall really hard there. Already, just a couple of cars hitting pit road. Obviously, Harrison was on pit road checking to see if there was any damage to his car. Christian Eckes is also on pit road. And again, I think the storyline that everyone's just waiting to figure out what it's going to be this weekend, Jack, both today and tomorrow for the Cup race, is the tire wear that was so crazy here last spring and then was basically non-existent when we came back in the summer race. So I think everyone's just wondering what's going to happen with the tires this week.
Yeah, I have a theory. I think it's to do with temperature.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot warmer here than it would be during the night race. So it must be to do with the temperature of the track. Because
Well, now it is warmer than it was last night, but it is still very cool, if not some people would say cold here this weekend. Temperature just 51 degrees Fahrenheit today. It's going to warm up to 65 for the Cup race tomorrow.
let me check what that is in Celsius.
Yeah, I do not know.
12 degrees. Okay, that's not too bad actually for me.
Yeah, I've never been one to do the Fahrenheit and Celsius, so sorry.
Yes, pretty much.
Apologies to the European.
Why can't we all do the same measurement?
Also, stream had no idea what I just said there because I had my mic muted on the stream. But we're coming to the restart. I said Matthew was speaking a foreign language. Anyway, I'm going to mute my mic on stream again. Back to you, Matthew.
Thank you. Here's Larson and Zilich coming to the restart zone. And the green flag waves to put us back underway. 8 laps complete of 85 in this first stage, and Larson once again takes off on the restart. He'll exit turn 2 with the lead. JRM teammates behind him fight for second. That's Justin Allgaier, top side, twice a winner this year. He will clear the Exalta number 88 of Connor Zilich. So Allgaier goes up into second position. Mentioned on the grid when we had the grid on USRN2 here, Jack, Justin Allgaier, defending series champion. It was 15 years ago when he got his first career win in this series in this race.
Really? He's been in here that long? Jeez.
Yeah, he's been a long time.
Did not realise he'd been there that long. He's been at Junior Motorsports for like going on 10 years.
and coming home fourth in that wild finish at Martinsville 2 weeks ago, is why he is eligible for the $100,000 today.
Yes, it was also Alpha Prime's best ever finish as a team at fourth place. So really good result for Brennan Poole as Creed goes to the inside of Brandon Jones there and makes the move stick rather nicely there. The 2020 truck champion moving up through the field once again. Also got a confirmation on what happened to the AM racing car. Ran over debris.
Ah, that makes sense. Well, I guess it makes sense on why it slowed up. It doesn't really make sense why there was so much debris on the track on lap 3. Anyway, yes, absolutely.
Hello, quickly from the production booth. So apologies for the loss of audio on JBM. It should be fixed now. Back to you guys.
Ah, very good, thank you. As Brandon Jones, the winner from a week ago in Darlington, gets right underneath the spoiler of Sheldon Creed coming out of turn number 2. And they dive into 3, and Jones is right there on the bumper of Creed, loosens him up off the bottom. Bit of a bump and run, but he didn't get Creed far enough off the bottom, Jack, and Creed still holds that spot.
Oh, he's getting right up and personal here. I love it. I do love a bit of physical racing, honestly. I know that we're all about respect, or lack thereof, when it comes to this series. But I do love seeing a little bit of physical racing. I generally enjoyed it, and I do like NASCAR's just ability to be able to beat and bang, because like something like this would never happen in Formula One, where the slightest touch can ruin your day. Speaking of which, I'll hand Corey Heim over to you right now, so you can talk about him.
Corey Heim, who has had so much success in the truck series, as we know, and he's jumping over to run a few Xfinity Series races this year. And of course, Corey had a really good run going at Coda earlier this year and got his clock cleaned by Connor Zilich, who was carving his way through the field. As we've already got...
Time too.
He did. We've already got some lap traffic creating an issue for some of the leaders as Sam Mayer and Nick Sanchez go around the outside of Greg Van Alst. Ryan Sieg and Sammy Smith is in the middle of that. Heim ran last night in the truck race, of course, finished third, behind only Chandler Smith and Kyle Larson. As it is Larson leading here with 30. Next time he comes across the line, it'll be 30 laps complete. That's how quickly the laps click off here on a blue sky day. Turning into a blue sky day, I should say. It was very rainy and cloudy all day in Bristol yesterday. It just dried up long enough for us to run the truck race last night. And it's been pretty cold and cloudy here to start today, but blue skies are starting to come over top of the track as Larson continues to lead and is closing in on a lot of lap traffic, as I mentioned. First car will come up against is Mason Massey in the 45 car. Larson, of course, Jack, going for the weekend sweep. That was immediately dashed when he finished second to Chandler Smith last night.
Yes, and I'm not going to say that Larson deserved to win that race last night, because Chandler Smith was just all round had an incredible truck. It's really nice to see that guy win, considering we thought he wouldn't even be on the grid at a point. That is what's shocking to me out of everything. We thought he wouldn't even be on the grid. He thought he'd be a construction worker. But no, he managed to get a great full-time opportunity with Front Row. And he's there to get a very nice win there. So really happy for Chandler. It was a great day to see him win, especially in such dominant fashion. As we see the battle here between the 99 and the 25. And now we got the 8 and the 48. Sammy Smith, who is an experienced Martinsville wrecker, and Nick Sanchez, who had a fight with Matt Crafton last year. Or was it 2023?
Right. Yeah, a couple of years ago, wasn't it? I think you're
Embarrassing
right.
that was.
I did forget about that, but yeah, I think that was 23, I think it was. As Sanchez and Smith run side by side for the 6th position here. Sanchez is gravitating up towards the top, trying to get that top lane worked in. And of course, ever since 2008, when they reprofiled this racetrack and went to the progressive banking, you have about 3 different grooves to choose from: bottom, middle, top. But it's different every time we come here. This is a concrete surface, not asphalt, and concrete is so different and so fluid from appearance to appearance, Jack, that we never really know at the start of these races which lane will be the most advantageous. And we've seen most cars here today start at the bottom, including Larson, who's normally the guy that goes straight to the top. We're not seeing a lot of guys go to the top, but gradually they're going to start getting there as the race goes on.
Yeah, as obviously you can see with Larson. Normally a Highline runner, I've even nicknamed the whole Highline the Larson line because of how ridiculously high he runs that car. As we see Corey Hyman and Jesse Love battling it out here. But obviously, Bristol, it's one of, I think, 2 concrete tracks on the schedule. The other, I think, being Nashville Super Speedway, which is a clickbait name because it's not a super speedway.
Not a super speedway, no, it never had been. Yeah, Bristol, Nashville, and Dover, the 3 concrete
Oh yeah, Dover, I
racetracks
forgot
on the
about
circuit.
that.
Yeah, and Bristol, of course, going from asphalt to concrete in the 90s. Dover did the same. Their first race on concrete at Dover was in 95. Dirt, that's right, yeah. We put dirt on the concrete here at Bristol, 3 times, I guess we did in the Cup Series? 3 or 4
yes.
times.
And it was probably the most heartbreaking moment for me seeing Chase Briscoe doing a Chase Briscoe Tyler Reddick.
Oh, dear.
As a Tyler Reddick fan, that hurt so much.
Yeah.
And it earned me. Reddick got a lot of respect for me for how he handled it afterwards.
Yeah, he did. He handled it really well.
Also,
Yeah, it's like a Taylor Gray as well. He handled 2 times he's been essentially shunted out of the lead. He's handled it generally quite well, bar going to confront Sammy Smith in the care centre. That probably wasn't the brightest move. He's young though.
I saw a video yesterday of sprint cars, the small sprint cars going around Bristol dirt. I was like,
Oh my god,
they're so fast. What the hell?
Oh, yes. That was
scary.
I think that was 2000, 2001 they did that. That was many, many years ago. He said sadly, saying that 2000, 2001 was many, many years ago. Oh, dear.
I looked even alive.
It looked more recent than
thank you for that.
2001. I will have to check.
Yeah, I think they did it. I think they initially did it. I think it was around that time. It might have even been 99, around that area. Then they did it again. I'm not sure when they did it that second time. Yes.
In 2001, I was -7.
Okay.
And in
I was
1999, I was -9.
Okay. Can we
Move
calm
on.
down,
Yes.
please?
You are allowed to move on.
Kyle Larson getting his way through some lap traffic. In doing so, he has started to gap Justin Allgaier a bit. 2 3/4 seconds is the lead for Larson, but he's got a bundle of traffic ahead of him that he's going to have to pick his way through. CJ McLaughlin is there, Jeremy Clements, Alex LeBay. He's going to have to get through all of these cars. And now Larson has gone to the top in turns 3 and 4. Then he cuts it down to the bottom to get to the inside of Clements. Problem is the 07 of Alex LeBay was running slowly in that lane. Larson goes back to the top for turn 1. Diamond's the corner outside of LeBay. Wanted to thread the needle between LeBay and Clements. He hasn't done that. But in turn 3, he will get to the inside of Clements along with Josh Williams in the colleague number 11. Jack, he's having to manage this lap traffic very smartly, very cautiously. Just in front, Brennan Poole gets very loose. Larson has to check up. Trying to get through.
Apologies for the lag here on JB Motorsports. We will try
Here, Larson,
and get back to Matthew Owens and USRN here in a moment. And we'll go to the battle screen while we try and fix it. Let's go back to Matthew Owens. Connection has been restored.
Spent some laps right on his back bumper. Has been unable to pass him and now has lost ground to him. Meanwhile, we say hi to our good friend Christian Malley joining us on USRN2, Mixler.com, and the Mixler app. Joining us in the comment section. Glad to have Christian on as always. Jesse Love, our Daytona winner, in 9th position. Pressured by Corey Heim. Those two cars at the top of turns 3 and 4 maneuver their way around the lapped machine of Garrett Smithley. Love has 2 career wins, both on super speedways at Talladega last year and Daytona earlier this February. 3.5 seconds now. Larson's lead as now Allgaier has gotten in to that big wave of traffic that Larson first got through. Allgaier having to pick his way through it too.
As I say, part of my favourite thing about short tracks here in the Xfinity series is watching the leaders navigate that lap traffic. It's so difficult to do perfectly.
Yeah, you are right. You're absolutely right about that. Nick Sanchez and Sammy Smith still dueling here, just inside the top 10 at 6th and 7th. Here's Larson in turn 2. He's to the inside of Austin Hill, and he will get around the Martinsville winner. So now, Jack, that's the 16th place car in Austin Hill that's now a lap down.
Larson just treating Bristol as if it was a high limit track right now. In other words, he's dominating on it. Obviously, Larson just clearly the class of the field right now. How many times am I going to say that this season? Allgaier currently leading out of the Dash for Cash drivers, however. Clearly, I think he's the only one of the 4 Dash for Cash drivers who actually has a win at this track, though. So he clearly knows what it's like to win at this racetrack. As we see, Dean Thompson now is on the verge of being lapped, as is for Sheldon Creed and Mason Massey for a second time.
Still 20 to go in this stage, Jack, and Larson has, ooh, boys, threading the needle between a couple of cars, including Dean Thompson. I mean, because he's lapped so many, now he's trying to get by cars that are running in the top 15. Those are good cars that he's trying to get by, and it's going to take a lot to get by some of these guys, but he is going to dive down and get by Dean.
Well, only 15 cars now on the lead lap if once he gets past Thompson.
And now I'm going to try to get around Sheldon Creed as well. Very good.
Be a fairly easy task.
Working through things here behind the scenes that I'm not used to doing, but but we're getting through it, don't you know? Very good. All right, we're all set now. Thank you very much. Larson continuing to get through some traffic here. He's got Jeb Burton just in front of him.
Does Larson have that engine in that car? You know, the one in the first ever All-Star race? The one that blew up right after the finish. He's got to have one of those things in that car, because he is fast. Oh, jeez.
Wow.
He nearly just absolutely annihilated something. I'm not sure who we're on board with right now, but goodness me.
That's Jeb Burton, I believe, yeah. Who
Nearly
just got through.
Annihilated him.
It's a slide job from Kyle to get by the Jeb Burton automobile.
Every time anyone says slide job, I just think of Dale Jr.
You think Lamar Jackson will try to trademark that that word?
Well, I'm hearing he's trying to trademark the term NASCAR, apparently. Lamar, mate. There's not anything I can say on this broadcast about him that's appropriate.
No. Nick Sanchez just dusted off the wall at the top of turns 1 and 2. He and Sammy Smith have been engaged in that battle for 6 for many laps. Oh, and a spinner! Sheldon Creed coming out of turn 4. Oh, he gets plowed into! Oh my goodness! Sheldon Creed had spun and he just got tattooed by Brennan Poole.
I hope he's alright.
goodness.
Jeez, that was nasty. Hope he's
Oh,
okay.
what
Those
a
two cars are
terrible impact.
Dash for cash, no?
Yeah, Dash for
Both of
Cash
them.
driver.
Both
Both
of
of
them.
them. Yeah. Wow.
And Sheldon Creed's getting out of the car. That is good to see.
So
Oh,
it was
his car-
Creed. Ooh, and he didn't
His car's off
set,
without him.
he didn't
That's a
set the
lot
park
of fuel.
brake. Oh gosh,
That's
it
a
was gonna
lot
hit.
of fuel.
He didn't set the park brake on that car when he climbed out, and the straightaways are banked here at Bristol by
Think that'll
8
be a red flag?
degrees.
There's fuel
Might
all
be.
over the track. I think it's fuel anyway. Is Brendan Poole okay though? That's also important.
Window net is down, which is the sign to the safety workers that he is okay, but he's taking his time getting out, probably catching his breath on that. So Creed's car had a bit of a lazy spin coming out of turn
Loading the
4,
officials radio up, Matthew, by the way.
and he tried
Which
to
we
lock
will
it
like.
down. Thank you. He was trying to lock it down there, Creed, but like I said, the straightaways are banked at 8 degrees.
Don't tell me Dean got into Dean.
Oh, he did. Dean Thompson just got
Dean
into him.
Thompson. And then here's the impact.
Oh!
You don't like to see it.
Yeah, so Creed was just stopped perpendicular to the track on the exit of 4, and there was one car that very nearly ran straight into him. Who was that? Garrett Smithley with nice avoidance, but Brennan Poole had no chance. And I mean, it's like taking a can opener to the right side and rear of Brennan Poole's car.
Red
Brendan's
flag.
all over the track. Red flag.
Unsurprisingly, a red flag.
I agree.
Just sheared the left rear tire, the right rear tire completely off of the Brennan Poole car.
Wind's knocked out of me. Deep breath. Deep breath.
That is a massive impact.
Brendan Poole, when asked if he was okay, I don't know. My ribs hurt. I'm told he has got into an ambulance. Scary hit, man. Very scary hit.
And it's just nothing that Sheldon or Brennan could do there. Neither driver made a mistake. I mean, Creed just has...
Thompson could have done.
Yeah, well, indeed. But yeah, Sheldon had it locked down, was not rolling down the banking. He had it locked down, and Brennan was just behind Garrett Smithley and just couldn't get down to avoid. What a terrible impact. Right at the end of stage number 1. And Poole's car will get taken back behind the wall, and there's no saving that automobile, I'm afraid.
I won't be surprised at all if that gets put to the side by NASCAR officials for investigation.
Yeah, I'm with you. It might be heading back to
Or which
Charlotte.
one? What, the R&D?
Yeah, R&D in
Yeah,
Charlotte.
it will be.
So again, red flag is out now with 10 laps to go in the stage. Kyle Larson is the leader for those of you just joining us, and certainly for those of you on USRN. Of course, if you are watching and listening on JBM, you will have timing and scoring up. But for the radio listeners, Kyle Larson is the leader from Justin Allgaier, Connor Zelich, Sam Mayer, and Ryan Sieg. That's been the order of the top 5 for the majority of the race. Larson has led every lap from the pole and has lapped all but...
Oh, it's on fire.
Wow, it is. Left front on fire on Sheldon Creed's car, which
also-
has already been on the record. 13 cars, by the way, on the lead lap. The free pass will go to 14th placed Jeb Burton.
You also get the added addition and the added bonus of getting to see Matthew's beautiful face on JBM.
Oh, yes. I know everybody loves to see that.
Look at the
We have
full
it now.
axle.
Oh, yeah, full thing. Full axle and that right
First
rear
time I've
wheel.
seen a full axle since 2023 trucks at COTA.
Yeah, that was a very strange incident.
Yeah. That car is a write-off.
That car is going to Charlotte.
That car is
Yeah.
going to Charlotte, and then it is going straight into the scrap machine.
Dale Jr. might want a piece of that.
I mean, his cars are faster than the Haas cars right now. I think he's fine. His cars also don't have... Well, they do actually have the threat of Dean Thompson behind them, but I digress.
Yeah, just the entire right rear assembly ripped away from that car.
Let's finish with load out. Favors, use the truck.
The inspection tent's clear out of the apron, ready to go once we get this done building the beach here.
Sorry for deafening you JBM viewers and USN viewers. It is turned down now.
It is jarring the first time.
I don't think that was anything intentional there by Dean.
Oh, that's different.
No, not at all.
I think it
Intentional.
was just him out-braking himself.
Yeah, I agree.
For viewers, well, viewers can't see me, but I have the apple cake McFlurry in my hand, and oh my god, it is
That's a
strong.
few days ago.
Because a Minecraft movie has arrived.
Oh,
No, it has been, what's the word? What's the word for someone, it has escaped. That's the good word.
no.
I've heard reviews
NASCAR
of it. It is not
officials
good from
are taking water and giving water to every driver. I just saw the water cooler.
Now, Josh,
Now, Matthew.
I will just mention to you, since we have a red flag here, and I had
You want to step away
mentioned
now?
to you, yes, behind the scenes, and I was going to step away at 6, but I might be better just to do it now. So I'm going to take my camera away.
And I am on battle screen.
And
Yeah.
we will leave everyone in the very safe hands of Josh and Jack here for just a moment while we're under the red flag.
Safe,
And
I don't know about that. Hands,
I
yes,
don't know
they're
about
there.
safe, mate. I'm gonna be real with you.
And I will even send us to break on USRM. For those of you listening on USRN, we'll be right back.
And hello, everyone on USN. And so you don't have to hear my beautiful voice. We're going to World Feed.
Happens with a car sitting there, you're just focused on making lap time and following the cars in front of you, and suddenly there's something sitting there, racetrack. You can only react so quickly, these heavy 3,400-pound cars.
Here's a crazy stat. Jeb Burton is going to get the free pass. He's 14th. That's a major statement of just how good the 17 of Kyle Larson has been early, Dylan.
Yeah, and Kyle had some thoughts on his pace early on under this red. Take a listen.
I think if we can help ourselves in the first 20 laps, that'll help us get away faster. You lapped up to P13 right there, and you had 10 seconds on third place. Damn, that's it.
So at 13, as we said, that was their goal for about the middle of stage 3. So they're not doing too bad right now for sure for Kyle Larson. He said that he was a little bit free on that run as well, but overall pretty happy with their race car. Think they may make a couple changes here when they pit just to give him a little more security, but not too bad right now behind the wheel of the 17.
Did I hear that right when they said he lapped up to 13th and he said, dang, that's it?
That's it? I think he's still angry from Homestead, Miami. You know how they can't take it from you if everyone's a lap down.
He's leading, and he's greedy. The rest of the stage will play out when we return to Bristol. Glad you're with us on CW.
I was about to say, let's Fox go to a break, but then I remember the CW is now a thing. Yeah, CW going on to a break. And we are under red flag here at Bristol after the massive accident between the 00 and the 44. We hope everybody is okay that was involved in that. Brendan Paul. And, of course, the 00
Okay. I
as
didn't
well.
see that.
Hello.
I didn't see that. Creed flapped Dean Thompson as he walks down the track. He is understandably very...
Yeah, I can see why. I mean, that was a
He
massive,
says I
massive
didn't mean
wreck.
to do that. I tried really hard to stay off him. Clearly not hard enough, Dean.
Well, yeah, if it ends up with something like that. As soon as CW come back, we will join them back for the World Feed while Matthew has stepped away. And I can hear Can't Stop the Feeling in the background. I don't know if you can hear that. It might be too quiet for you to hear that. But it's Kyle Larson, Justin Allgaier, and let's go back to CW.
Magical place, and not just in motorsports, but all of sports. Dating back to the early 1960s, yes, there was racing here. National Football League kicking it off at Bristol. And this is one from 2016 that I'll never forget. Tennessee, Virginia Tech playing football here was just unbelievable. And when you've got the field set up, right, you ought to do a little bit of a double dip. So we did. You had Tennessee, Virginia Tech, and then Western Carolina, East Tennessee State doing it as well. And hey, coming up later this year, this announcement came in 2024. In August, baseball, the Atlanta Braves, Cincinnati Reds right here at the last great Coliseum.
So when you knock it out of the park, right, at a normal baseball field, that's pretty impressive. What if you knocked it over these grandstands?
If you go upper deck at Bristol,
yeah,
they're checking your bat. I mean, you know what I mean? Like they're doing everything they can to make sure that you're legit.
You literally did it a mile.
There it is right there.
Oh, hey.
There will be some more modifications.
I would think so. You don't keep the haulers there for that.
That's right. Kim, let's go to you.
Yeah, a lot of questions as we're under red on who's going to come down pit lane when we go back green, who will stay out. Here's the conversation between Ryan Sieg and his crew chief, Matt Noyce.
Because the top three have all got wins or don't care about points, and there's two cars, the 20, the 2, and the 24, 9th, 10th, and 13th, shouldn't really be caring about points a whole lot. And then the 54, 18, outside the top 10, last two cars lead lap, they're both in point situation too, so I feel like, yeah, we say I'll get the points.
And that's not the only team talking about collecting points here at the end of the stage, especially those drivers that don't have a win. Right now, though, we are outside the Care Center where Sheldon Creed has been released. Hard hit. First of all, are you okay? And then walk me through what happened.
Yeah, I feel fine. It knocked the air out of me there for a second. But yeah, I mean, the 27 was a lucky dog at the moment, and he was doing a really good job holding on to that, and I was just trying to play with things. I was fairly free at the moment, just trying to search and seen the 17 Diamond when he was lapping us, and I felt like it worked pretty good, so I went and tried to start working that into my line, and I was just trying to work around the 17, or 27, sorry, and yeah, just, I don't know. The 26 had got me a few times by then, and then just got me enough there, so unfortunate for our friend Jacqueline Ford Mustang. I'm bummed for all of our guys to be taken out in stage 1 like that, but I don't know. Happy to be okay and fight on next week.
We know things happen very fast. That contact by Brennan Poole, did you have any warning from your spotter, or could you see him coming based on where your car position was?
No. When the first guy missed me, I was like, oh, I might not get hit at all, and then, yeah, I just got hit. So it just happened so quick here, and, yeah, I mean, for Brennan's sake, just it happens quick. And I was sitting right there in the middle of the track, so what do you do?
Glad Sheldon's okay.
Definitely glad he's okay. And, you know, it's such a helpless feeling when you're in Sheldon's position there, as you mentioned, when you're stopped on the front stretch of a racetrack and you know there's cars coming your way and you see one miss you, you think you're hoping not to get hit. Eventually, he did get hit, obviously, and that's really tough. And what he mentioned there, being super loose and just trying to hang on to it, that is such typical Bristol. When the car's ill-handling, you're just trying to survive, but that means you're maybe a little slow at the center of the corner at times. That allowed the 26 to get the back of him.
And it's going to be very interesting to follow up on Kim's other report. What do we do strategy-wise once the red flag is lifted and back under yellow? Nearing the end of stage 1. Under red for this, Sheldon Creed and Brennan Poole.
Still under red flag here at Bristol Motor Speedway. 224 laps remaining. Good to see Sheldon Creed out of the care centre. We await Brendan Paul
Not anymore, we don't.
as well. Oh, is he released?
He has been released from the infield care centre as of NASCAR.
Good to hear.
Really, really good to hear. Because that is one of the nastiest hits on a short track I have seen in a long, long time.
Yeah.
Horrible, horrible stuff. I hate seeing those types of wrecks. I really do. As someone who has seen, I mean, those kind of wrecks can lead to serious injuries. It's horrible to witness, and I'm just glad that everyone's okay, man. You hate to see it. You really do.
JBM exclusive. Matthew has appeared with a dog bowl. That's a talking point.
That's the new talking point right here.
Yeah, that is a new talking point.
Analyze that.
When Matthew Owens returns. Good news. The Dacia Sandero. No, I'm joking. The red has been rescinded, and the yellow is back out, as you can see, waving yellow on the circuit, and no Dacia Sandero here at the moment as Matthew Owens returns. Hello, Matthew.
Perfect timing, man.
We have a question for you.
Okay.
Why did you have a dog bowl?
Feed the dog.
What the
Incredible
dog
piece
doing?
of insight, JT. That is like peak levels of journalism right there. I could never have theorized such an answer.
And only JBM will have that because we're not on USN. Amazing.
Indeed, right.
Creed, we've had an interview from Brendan Paul. We have not. He is released though, which is good.
I didn't think it was that big of a mystery why I had that.
Oh no, it's incredible. We needed the insight. You need the insight. JBM's the only source that's ever going to ask these sorts of really deep and insightful questions.
Of course, yes. Oh dear.
Also, it really confused me when you went in the left door and then came out the right door.
Came out, of course, yes. Well, that was because one of the dogs was getting fed in here. So we have to keep the dogs apart because if I don't, they are very friendly with each other until food is around, and then they will... If I just leave all the doors open, then it'll be an absolute mess.
Are those rooms linked somewhere else? Because I didn't actually see you come out the left and go in the right. You are a mysterious person, Matthew Owens.
I do try to be. I do try to be.
Which
as
is
mysterious
why
as possible.
We call you the Oracle.
Oh, is that why?
Pit road.
And the fact you're a stat machine.
There was some debate about staying out here to keeping those cars trapped a lap down, but they ultimately wanted to protect their own track position. You see the adjustment there to give Larson a little bit more security with a wrench in the back window, 4 tires and fuel for the 17. And here's Connor Zilich as well on the left of the screen. He reported that he was neutral on corner entry, but was battling tight a little bit later in the corner, maybe just an air pressure adjustment, 4 tires and fuel on the 88.
Road information. Just let me know when you want to go back on USN, Matthew, if we're not on already.
Yep, we just jumped in for that pit report. Let's get another one.
Where his pit stall is, there was a lot of debate on the radio between Sammy and his crew chief Philip Bell and whether or not they were going to stay out or come, ultimately electing to come. Sammy did say the balance felt really good. The team was just telling him he needs a little bit early entry. As you see, a brigade of JRM cards, Carson Quapple also on the pit lane getting fresh tires and fuel.
We talked about the...
Can I do... Go on, Matthew.
Just going to say, I think it was just about everybody that was on the lead lap did come down pit road as the green flag is back out, red flag lifted, and we're going to have a sprint to the end of the stage. And I think, Josh, we're about to hear from Brennan Poole with Kim Kuhn outside of the infield care center.
Yeah, hopefully. No news of that interview going yet. I've just opened Twitter, which is probably the first wrong step that I've done. Oh, never mind.
From the care center, the other part of that incident with Sheldon Creed. We know really Sheldon had nowhere to go. You know had nowhere to go. I know everything happened so fast. What kind of communication were you getting from your spotter, if any, and what were you seeing?
Yeah, it was just tough. I was in the top lane. I was already back to the gas. Beeline to my spotter said, check up, check up, check up. The way the banking is here, I couldn't even see where the 00 was at yet, so I just started slowing down, and he was right in the middle of the tracks, and I started to just spin out, and I nailed him. So just kind of unfortunate. Hate the 26 turning around. Hate 2 Dash for Cash cars got into it. Just kind of stinks. I think we were going to be all right. We needed a few adjustments. Just one of those deals. But everything here happens so fast, and you also can't really see, and it's just kind of a tough deal.
How was the racing, though, aside from the incident that you were seeing out there, especially the track as it was getting rubber?
Yeah, I thought the racetrack did a great job with prepping it with the stuff they spray on the bottom of the track. We had the 2 lanes, and it was just starting to work really good. I was having a lot of fun. It just stinks we don't get to finish it off.
We've had some bizarre ways in multiple YouTube channels about losing big sums of money. But I think that is the most bizarre way that 2 people can be eliminated from winning $100,000, Matthew.
Yeah, it is that.
Well, they could be parked for minimum speed violation. That would be pretty huge.
But we could also have another reason, stupid reason. But I think we've worked out the next Mr. Beast video. First person to finish a 300-lap race wins $100,000. Anyway, we're coming to the green. And the Premier Sports still says red flag. We are not red flag.
Okay, I'll let you do a restart.
Not everyone did pit. Sam Mayer and Ryan Sieg stayed out there in the front row, green flag waving, and Sieg does not get going, spinning the rear wheels on the inside lane. Mayer gets away with the lead. He will lead it off turn 2. Larson around the outside of Sieg. This sprint to the end of the stage. Who is going to get the stage win? Larson went upstairs in 3 and 4, got loose. Allgaier gets to his inside. There's only 2 to go in the stage.
I think Larson's going to get there.
Yeah, Larson gets down in front of Allgaier, but Mayer comes off turn 4. He'll take the last lap of the stage in front, and it looks like the old tires of Sam Mayer might just get him a stage win. He is clear by 3 car lengths going into turns 3 and 4. Stage flag is waving, and the first one underneath it is Sam Mayer, his first stage win of the season. And it happens in front of Ryan Sieg, Kyle Larson, Sammy Smith, and Justin Allgaier. Sam Mayer with a stage victory here in Bristol.
Your
he
top
has
10
been
in the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Mayer, Ryan Sieg, Kyle Larson, Sammy Smith, Justin Allgaier, Connor Zilic, Nick Sanchez, Jesse Love, Carson Knoppel, and Brandon Jones.
And he has been extremely strong to start this season. Has Sam Mayer mentioned earlier how consistent he has been with 5 top 5 finishes in the first 8 races of the season. And he gets his first stage win of the season here. Think about that, Jack. 5 top 5s in the first 8 races of the year, but yet still, coming into the race, he found himself 71 points behind championship leader Justin Allgaier.
I actually surprised me that it was his first stage win. He was racing really well. Honestly, he's been racing really well. It's been surprising to me. He's been racing arguably better than he was with Junior Motorsports, to be honest. The problem is he was getting wins, but he was like the opposite of Sheldon Creed, I've always said. He was getting wins, but he had no consistency whatsoever. He could win one week and then finish dead last the next. Whereas Sheldon Creed was doing everything but getting a win.
Matthew.
Yes.
Just opened Twitter, and I've just seen something.
No.
Matthew Owens liked your post. I wonder who that is. What I was going to say earlier, just before the restart, was I opened Twitter, and I saw something from the Community Notes and Violations Twitter page, BADS.
Oh.
Yes, that one. This is why women live longer than men, Matthew Owens, and it is men lighting a pouring gasoline over a basketball, lighting it on fire, and doing a full court basketball shot, and they got it in the net.
Oh, jeez.
That sounds sick, you know. I'm part of the problem.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you were talking about the stage wins, by the way, Jack. Most of them this season have been hogged
Here comes
by
the Oracle.
Austin Hill and Justin Allgaier. Allgaier with 3 stage wins on the season, Hill with 4, so those two have combined to win 7 stages this year, and then Connor Zilic with 2. So, stage wins, for the most part, have been split by those drivers, and then the Cup guys that's come down, like Kyle Larson, Alex Bowman, and if you want to call him a Cup guy, which you can't really at this point, Eric Almirola.
No, I'm not calling Eric a Cup guy.
No, not anymore.
I will say, I think I've got a better idea for a Mr. Beast video, JT. Survive 24 hours with Dean Thompson and Chris Wright. last driver with no damage wins.
I'm not going to get involved in that, but alright, sure.
As a Balicki fan,
Matthew
I
is
was pretty frustrated at Chris
Matthew's
Wright
listening to something. Matthew is distracted, so I'm just going to randomly talk.
You will see this happen every now and again, because if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you will hear or see that I take a lot of the MRN, PRN radio calls and match them to the video of what happens in the race, and I'm trying to catch the Britain Pool crash from PRN this weekend, so I can clip it and put it on YouTube.
Well, I was about to do an Instagram story, but I'm not going to do it with you holding your phone against your ear, because I don't want you to look stupid.
You are good now. You can go.
Matthew, talk. Because that's what we're good at doing. You can tell I've lost the will to live, can't you?
A little. You take Long Beach tomorrow? Do I have that right?
Yes, but I'm not doing F3 and F2 because I myself are going to see F1s. No, I am not flying to Bahrain. I'm going to Northampton. The short oval stock car, they're massive. They're basically massive sprint cars for you. I'll send you a photo of them so you know what I'm talking about.
Well, as our guy Matt White said, all of these different championships are trying to get stuff in before Easter weekend. So that's what's created our wild schedule.
I'm sending it to you, Matthew, now. It should be in a moment in your... I'm on 1%. Hopefully it sends before I run out.
Run out just as he clicks send.
Don't say that. Sending. Sent. Them. Those.
He sent it like Max Verstappen.
Oh, heavens. Ooh, heavens.
They are powered. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that long trip all the way around like we saw in the graph to the front stretch where their pit stalls are. You see Sam Mayer there. He said he fired off loose before the traction came in. Needs to get a little more snug up top. Tighten entry, he said, because Larson is in another zip code. You saw that chassis adjustment. The plan was to drop the track bar 1, 4 fresh Goodyear tires, Snowgo fuel. On your right, that's Ryan Sieg in the 39. Ryan just reported he got tight that run and needs help definitely firing off, specifically lateral on the fire off.
Not a lot of drama when it...
Yeah, they are powered, Matthew, by Chevrolet V8 engines.
Wow.
The same V8 engines that the Chevrolet NASCARs use.
My goodness.
You can hear them from over a mile away when they are racing. And 43 of them will be going around the circuit tomorrow.
Oh, gosh.
Let me send you a photo of what can happen with them.
I'm sure many things that aren't great.
I mean, a car pointing to the sky, yeah. There you go, sent it now.
Oh. Heavens. Oh my goodness, looks like just a bunch of crabs that got tangled up together in a barrel.
That is the most American response you could have ever given.
Oh dear.
Good stage points for Ryan Sieg, by the way, as well, to add to that. Getting that second place. He's going to contend for the playoffs. He needs those points, as Ryan Sieg seems to be finding in his career every single way possible to lose a race.
By the way, I'm going to admit something very embarrassing live and on the air here on USRN and JBM. And as we have already covered once in this broadcast, I am not some young spring chicken. I'm very old. And as we've also covered many times, I am not all that familiar with the exploits of Discord. I did not realize that I had to mute the video stream to me. So through that whole first stage, we also had Adam Alexander, Jamie McMurray, and all of the CW crew on the USRM broadcast. I didn't see, so I'm learning as I go because again, I'm very old, I'm very decrepit. I don't know how to do anything.
Oh, Matthew. What are we gonna do with you?
Just take me out to pasture and shoot me. Anyway, that was also a very American response, I'm sure.
That was arguably one of the most American things I think you've ever said.
Yeah.
So, we have doubled up, we have chosen,
Thank
and we're going to get
for that.
the restart just shy of the 100 lap mark of this race that was slow for 2 cautions in stage 1 and a red flag for a grinding crash that involved Sheldon Creed and Brennan Poole, 2 of our Dash for Cash drivers. Only 2 remain for the final 2 stages, Justin Allgaier and Austin Hill.
2 for 1 on JBM. You've got me on face cam as well. Sorry, guys.
Larson and Sammy Smith on the front row. Green flag waves and stage 2 gets underway here at Bristol. And Larson once again gets the whole shot on the restart. He will sweep about of turn number 2. Clear to the lead. JRM teammates fighting for second behind him, but quickly that fight is settled. Justin Allgaier gets in line behind Larson and in front of Sammy Smith, but now Smith has company to his right elbow. That's another one of his JRM teammates, Connor Zilic, to his outside. That's the wheel-to-wheel battle for the 3rd position as Larson and Allgaier retake their positions at the front of this field, 1st and 2nd. Zilic powers around the outside of Smith. Off of turn 4, Zilic will take 3rd. Now he'll challenge Allgaier in turn 2 for 2nd. And that gets very tight coming out of the corner as Larson tries to set away.
The Weekend made a song about blinding lights. Blinded by the sun here at Bristol on the onboard camera. My God, as we are side by side going towards turns 1 and 2 on board with a car. Jeb Burton as CW decide to actually turn their graphics on. Down the inside of the number 41.
Song, by the way, that one by The Weekend. I don't usually like his music. That's a good song.
The most streamed song in 2020, by the way. What a year!
I can agree with that. I think I streamed that a lot in 2020. Of course, he was the Super Bowl halftime performer in 21.
Oh wow!
Blinding lights, more like blinding socially.
That was pretty much my entire 2020.
Yeah.
My most streamed song was probably like something Linkin Park related. So.
And that probably would have been Numb because you were so numb not being able to socialise.
Ooh,
oh
Carson
goodness
Quaffle.
Dave.
Yeah, Carson Quaffle jumped the cushion a couple of laps ago at the top of turn 2. Did make a fine save. He runs 5th, does Quaffle. In fact, you've got just a wad of junior motorsports cars running right together, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Allgaier, then a side-by-side battle between Zilich and Smith, and Quaffle behind that. So it's a Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet that leads, then 4 straight JRM Chevrolets, followed by the Richard Childress Racing Chevy of Jesse Love 6th. The first non-Chevrolet is Brandon Jones in a Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing in 7th. Chevrolets have 7 of the top 10 running positions. The other 3 all belong to Toyota.
Under the next caution, I'm going to fade up. Oh, pit reports. I cannot speak.
Carson Quaffle trying to use that top lane to help prepare for Carson's first Bristol Xfinity race. Carson leaned heavily on owner Dale Jr. They had a lengthy conversation about how to find success here, specifically running that top line. And crew chief Andrew Overstreet told me Carson studied Dale's in-car camera and SMT from the last 2 years here. So he's got the right tools and he's got track position. We'll see what he can make of it.
Got the right tools, but most of the time when you have the tools, you kind of have an idea. Nothing ever happens.
The JRM crew all together there.
Yeah.
By the way, I was talking about the manufacturer breakdown at the front. There's not many Fords in the field, only 5 of them. And Harrison Burton, driving one of those Fords, was just on pit road again with what looked to be a flat right front tire. Same thing that happened to him at the very start of the race. So you've had that Ford in trouble twice today. He's now 32nd, 2 laps down. You also had the Ford of Sheldon Creed get slobber-knockered while he had spun off turn 4.
Word.
That's an American word.
That is such an amazing word. Is that actually in the dictionary?
I have no idea. I hope it is. I use it quite
Matthew
often,
Owens
so it
one.
should be. But so
Oh,
we've
is
got,
that a Walnut Cove special?
it very well could be. In fact, I'm sure I could go downtown right now and say that. No one would have a clue what I was talking about. Anyway, we have a fight for second that has started to broil up to the surface here, as Sammy Smith is to the inside of Justin Allgaier. That's for second, and it's happening 3 seconds behind the leader Larson. Smith wrapping the bottom, comes up out of turn number 2 with a nose ahead of Allgaier, who takes the momentum off the top of turn 2 and uses it all the way into 3, and those two remain door to door. I was talking about Ford struggles, by the way. Burton now 2 laps down with that flat tire. Sheldon Creed out of the race. 1 Ford, Tyler Tomasi, failed to qualify for the race earlier today. So now, who is the highest running Ford? It's Sam Mayer in the 11th position, the Stage 1 winner, of course.
Oh god, I've just seen the Apex GP April Fools. And their April Fools was Pastor Maldonado to join Apex GP from 2026.
That's sad. I want him to be back in racing. I genuinely do.
Anyway, what I was going to say before I got rudely interrupted by CW and their pit reporters was when we are under the next caution, I will throw the fader up on the F1 so you can hear what they sound like, Matthew.
Oh, very good.
I will be right back because I need to get a USB-C cable because I'm special like that. I'm not lightning anymore, sorry guys. And I need to get a USB-C cable so I can actually charge my phone so I can do that. Over to you guys and back.
That's a lot of letters. Once you get past the B and USB, I don't know what you're talking about. Again.
Okay, so there's USB-A, which is the USB, the everyday USB which you are used to. USB-B, which is the ones that all of the bus mixers control off of. USB-C is the Android and the iPhone 15 above. Don't think there's a USB-D.
Very good.
I understood absolutely every word of that, JC.
I will attempt to remember that going forward, no promises. Jack, I know we want people to stay tuned in to our broadcast, USR and JBM, but I have a feeling Kyle Larson may lap the field in this race if we get green flag runs long enough for him to do it.
I'm sure he would gladly take the opportunity to do so he can, once again, people can say he's the best driver in the world. I don't get why people say that, because I don't know if he is, personally. That's just me. I like him, though. I think he's probably the most talented NASCAR driver in the field right now. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. He had lapped up to 14th before the Creed and Poole crash. Now, because a lot of the leaders came down pit road under that caution, it allowed a lot of drivers to take the wave around. So we're now up to 24 on the lead lap. But he's already starting to carve through a lot of the traffic that was already multiple laps down.
He's on to Josh Williams now.
And he is the last one on the lead lap right now, and 24th is Josh Williams.
Matthew, can you see my camera?
I can indeed.
Good. Right, okay.
Oh no, I know what's about to happen.
Oh boy.
This, and I will show the JBM stream as well.
He's going to show us USBs, isn't he?
Oh dear.
Okay.
JT, you're making us lose viewers.
USB-A, the everyday USB, which when you put it in that way, it doesn't work. When you put it in that way, it doesn't work. And then when you put it in that way again, it works.
That's exactly right.
That is USB-A.
You put it in two ways, it doesn't work, and then it goes. And then when
This.
you put it in the first way, it works.
This is USB-B.
Okay.
That is USB-B. I should probably plug that back into my sound mixer.
You probably should.
We've gained 1,000 viewers, JT, from that.
This is micro USB. The old Android, like Samsung and Xbox controller, that is USB. Micro USB. And then this is also micro USB. This is USB-C. There is USB-C. There's so many different stuff, but I can really not be bothered.
Kyle Larson trying to lap cars, and he's just going by at just tremendous speed on some of these guys.
Oh, don't even get me on all of the different aux jacks that I have.
Oh, no.
And all of my sound equipment.
We do not need this.
I wouldn't have a clue what you were talking about if you did. So
Okay, so
I don't have a clue what you're on about in general.
great start.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, Larson, we just got a replay from the CW. Larson just flying around CJ McLaughlin at terrific speed.
Matthew,
Yes.
if I was to send you a photo, would you know what to do?
Probably not.
I am taking the photo, which is why there's a flash. There we go. And I am going to send it to Matthew Owens. Do you know Do you know what to do with this?
Let's see. I did just get your Instagram story. I did get that. Okay, so that board right there is similar to mine. That's to my left. I don't have nearly as many things on it.
Yeah, many stuff. Yes.
But see, when I went to broadcasting school, these are the things that made me very anxious. Listen, I told everybody when I was at broadcasting school.
Oh, we've lost Matthew on a beautiful freeze frame.
With all of the lights and the knobs and the... Oh, great.
Hello, welcome back.
But yes, give me a microphone and I can do things for you. Put me behind with all of those mixers and boards with all the lights and the knobs and the twisters and... No.
Let's feed Matthew's camera back in. Hello, Matthew. Channel 2's my mic. Channel 3 is my boom arm. Channel 4 is the track noise which you're hearing in the background. Channel 5 and 6 is the officials radio. 7 and 8 is the world feed.
It hurts your cop.
There's just no way I'd be able to keep up with that.
I just have a headset and a mic.
Wait, is it a USB mic? Is it a USB headset or an aux headset?
I don't know. It's wireless. That's all I know. I don't know what these things mean.
Oh no! I don't either. I don't either. Oh my goodness gracious! Kyle Larson's lead, by the way, is nearly 5 seconds now on Sammy Smith.
Let me just DM JB.
You know, I'm going to confuse you, Josh. It's a USZ. There we go.
Oh dear.
That's what it is. It's a USZ.
Okay.
It's a US.
I am messaging JB, and I will tell you word for word what I'm saying. By the way, JB, we have all completely lost the will to live, and I am showing Matthew Owens different USB cables. Why do I feel like, and you will probably not know what I'm on about, Matthew, but Jack will. Why do I feel like I'm doing a Michael McIntyre centre all?
Oh my god, I do know what you're on about. Those
And
incredibly.
I will add on to the message just a normal, classic Stage 2 podcast.
Whole race is going to turn into a podcast if Kyle Larson has anything to say about it. He just went by Jeremy Clements to put the 19th place car 1 lap down. He's now going to start working over Justin Bonsignor, the modified champion. And actually, he's just gotten around Bonsignor, and now he's going to get around Taylor Gray too. So Larson gets a 2-for-1 right there.
Didn't Bonsignor recently passed Reggie Ruggiero in wins in modifieds?
Yes, he did.
Yes, I was going to say. Also, speaking of local short track racing in that sense, did you see who got pole for the Cars Tour Pro Late Model race?
Oh, I did not.
Elon Harvick.
Oh, really? Wow.
On his Pro Late Model debut in the series.
Look at him go.
I think that is from Larson right there. That little bit of damage on Jeremy Clements.
Have you seen what Vexton Bush has been doing at the moment?
Not specifically what?
He's just been like doing insane stuff and has been doing quite well. He very nearly beat his own dad in a race.
Yeah,
no!
he did.
Alex LeBay's out of the race. No!
Kyle Larson once again trying to thread his way through traffic. He's going to put a lap on Austin Hill, who got slowed up by 2 cars already a lap down on the top of the racetrack. Hill got slowed up, that is. So Larson puts a lap on the
Adam
Martinsville
Alexander
winner. By
has
the
just
way,
said it is the Kyle Larson show.
And we have just crossed over the halfway point of this race, so we're just north of halfway here. And Larson got around Jeb Burton, so his 15th place car is a lap down. And we're about to find out, I think, Jack, how Jeremy Clements got that
was Larson, I'm pretty sure. I think Larson
damage.
split up into.
It's a tire mark just above the left rear tire.
Oh, no, never mind, I'm wrong. No, Jeremy Clements hit him. I was going to go at Larson for damaging our Lord
The
and
Birch
Savior,
has
Jeremy
replied.
Clements. It's still, can I just say, it still blows my mind that Jeremy Clements got 2 Xfinity wins.
Yes.
That still blows my mind to this day.
Well, we were on the air for his first at Road America. What was that, 2017, I believe?
Yes,
and
it was.
It was
him
just...
and Matt Tiff.
Yeah, Matt Tiff.
They both collided, spun out, and they were so far ahead of the rest of the field that Jeremy Clements just went on to win anyway.
And it was just the most random race on a road course to see Jeremy Clements and Matt Tiff battling for the win.
I miss that guy, Matt Tiff. I miss him.
Mr. Birch has said, and he hasn't slaughtered us, he has said, I'm much the same, trying to set up Megan's new laptop for warm-up and Moto 2, and I'm just dead. We haven't been slaughtered for showing each other USB cables.
Jesse Love trying to get around Connor Zilich at the 5th position in turn 2, and Love will use the lap car of Josh Williams as a pick. He'll pin Zilich behind the 11. Love trying to go around the inside. Zilich gets a good drive out of 4 off the top, though. He will hold on to that 5th position as we are down to just 10 laps to go here in this second stage. Kyle Larson leading by 7 seconds, which basically here is about half a lap. Love gets a good run out of turn 4, slices to the inside of Zilich in turn 1. Zilich is going to stay top side, and he's going to roll the top and stay in front of Love one more time.
He must have absolutely loved that.
Oh, that's overused joke, sorry. Anyway. But no, I was going to say, why don't I drop, because I'm sure a tweet has been making the rounds on NASCAR Twitter, so I thought I'd just mention it here. There were rumours that someone said that another intermediate was going to get the Atlanta treatment, basically.
Oh,
Mike Ford has come out and said that that there is no plans for this at any NASCAR-owned tracks.
That would mean it would be Speedway Motorsports track, and I know the first one that everyone's going to look towards is Texas.
Texas?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking is Texas.
I don't know if we need another Atlanta, though.
We don't.
I mean, interestingly enough, the last couple of Texas races have actually been quite entertaining.
Yeah, they have. Even if we don't include the Cup Series, we can include the others. I'm not.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, even though I'm gutted Ryan Sieg didn't win, but that was a really entertaining race. And Texas isn't necessarily a bad track. The next gen seems to be really helping it out a lot here. I know we all have our own thoughts on the next gen car, but I think it's genuinely been giving a little bit of a new life to Texas, to be honest.
No, I think it has, especially since going to 400 miles instead of 500 has also helped. But yes. But no, I don't think we need another Atlanta. We go there twice a year, and it's great. It's a spectacle, but we don't need another one.
Oh!
Corey Heim. Wow, Heim right to the back of William Sawalich. Nearly turned Sawalich around off turn 2. Boy, these are 2 Toyotas here. Heim peppering the bumper cover of Sawalich. Sam Mayer is just behind this. This is at 8th, 9th, and 10th. But they are all in a hurry because Kyle Larson is not far away from lapping them. But here is Larson off of turn 4, starting the last lap of the stage right here. We'll see if he can get around Dean Thompson, who is 12th, trying to stay on the lead lap. Larson to his inside off of turn 2. Has to back away on the entry to the corner. That looks like it'll save Dean. And with the green and white checkered flag waving, Kyle Larson wins Stage 2 of the SciApps 300 here at Bristol.
Got saved by Sawalich. That was ridiculous.
Yeah,
Connor Zilich is wanting two or three numbers.
I can't turn in the middle, but yeah.
There you
By
go.
the way, there was a photo finish at the line for the free pass spot. Christian Eckes just edged out Nick Sanchez. So Eckes at 13th will get the free pass. Sanchez will stay a lap down.
Shall I give you the noise? I'm going to.
Absolutely.
This is what the Briscoe F1 sound like. There you go. And let me put my camera back on, Matthew. And I don't know. I'll show it to you and then I'll show it to camera. Hold on.
Oh, very good.
But yes, they are very cool. By the way, this is what the doors look like that I was standing in front of.
Very good.
And let me go on to the stream, show them the exact same thing. That is what the doors looked like. And this is the actual cars. Hold on. Let me actually find the stream that I want. Here it is. Anyway, shall we actually talk about NASCAR and go through the Stage 2 classification?
Kyle Larson, the winner of Stage number 2, followed by Justin Allgaier, Sammy Smith, Carson Quaffle, Connor Zilich, Jesse Love was 6th, Brandon Jones was 7th, Corey Heim 8th, William Sawalich 9th, and Sam Mayer was 10th. The only other 2 cars on the lead lap were Ryan Sieg and Christian Eckes. I'm sorry, Dean Thompson. Christian Eckes got the free pass. Past the halfway point of the race now. When we restart, there'll be around 115 laps to go. For those of you listening on USRN, as the dog barks in the background, very good. For those of you listening on USRN, a reminder, we've got a triple header coming your way tomorrow. The Formula One Bahrain Grand Prix will be on USRN 2. That's at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. On USRN, the NASCAR Cup Series runs the Food City 500 here at Bristol. That's at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then also on USRN 2 at 4:30, it is the IndyCar Grand Prix of Long Beach. All of that coming your way on the USRN family of networks tomorrow. And we're about to get some leaders on pit road here in just a moment. And a reminder that next week, the NBA play-in tournament gets started on Tuesday, and then the NBA and Stanley Cup playoffs get underway next Saturday across our USRN networks. Kyle Larson is on pit road under this caution, and let's see if we can
Often built tight off the bottom on a long run, but also free entry up top. In spite of all that, he said, we're really good, obviously. They made 4 tires, 4-tire change and added fuel. Justin Allgaier, see the wrench in the back window. He said, we have nothing to lean on in the right rear, really loose laterally, and the opposite for Connor Zilich. Said, we're struggling to run the bottom, specifically in the middle. I am way, way too tight on the 88, Kim.
Stop underway for Carson Quaffle at the top there. Fired off free but ended tight. They'll look to make another track bar adjustment. 4 fresh Goodyear tires in the middle. Jesse Love, he said the drive-off is okay, but it's too tight to run the bottom. That allows me to attack the top, though. He said it's impossible to pass. They're going to put some tape on it. They made a track bar adjustment up 1, air pressure as well. At the bottom there, Sammy Smith fired off good. Just a touch free, but trending tighter. He said we think we're close. They just need a little bit more long run speed and a slight bit more front turn.
The race off Progressive Pit Road. I would highlight that the 17 held serve, but he had like a 4-day advantage when he came in. No ill will to the pit crew, I promise.
Speaking of holding serve, also on the USR network, starting May 25th, it's our second Grand Slam of the season. On the Terre Bateau in Paris, the French Open coming your way. Starting on May 25th. Excited for the second Grand Slam of the year in tennis. May 25th, by the way, the same day as the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500-mile race, which will be on USRN at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We're getting there.
I don't want to take this away from Matthew, not Matthew Owens, my God. I don't want to take this away from Matt White. But I have just seen popped up that on this day, in 1962, Ron Flockhart died in a plane accident at 38. He was the 24 Hours of Le Mans winner in 1956 and 57.
Wow. My goodness.
And I will absolutely butcher this pronunciation, but on this day in 1937, engineer Frank Whittle ground tested the first jet engine designed to power an aircraft in Rugby, England. That was on this day in 1937. The first jet engine.
I thought you were going to say in rugby the game at that point. I was like, what the hell?
The place.
I forget it's a place.
Might not be the best place, but it is a place, yes.
I've never been. I've always wanted to go.
Oh,
Was it like, you know, the school where they like invented rugby?
I think I've just found. I think I've just found the Facebook page which Matt White uses. On this day in motorsports,
yes,
Sterling Moss passed away on this day in 2020.
Huh.
Oh, wow.
Mark
Greatest
Marquez
driver to never win a title.
won the 2015 America's MotoGP. And
He actually won there for once without crashing, finally.
the final Argentine Grand Prix was held on this day in 1998. I'm going to stop before I get a copyright strike and have a lawsuit with Matt White.
Well, you don't have to stop at all because I have the page that he uses, and I did pull it up since you started us down that path, and I can tell you a few that we have on this day in 2015. Lewis Hamilton won the Chinese Grand Prix. Also on this day in 2015, the disaster that was the IndyCar Grand Prix of Louisiana in New Orleans was won by James Hinchcliffe.
Do you also want to know who was born on this day?
About that race?
Oh, it was just the weather was terrible and the track was terrible and everything was terrible.
Street race, wasn't it?
Is that a street? I think it was no, it was not. NOLA Motorsports Park.
Where USF Pro are this weekend,
Don't they
if I
still
remember
use
rightly.
that in the Trans Am series?
Very well may. I'll give you some more when I get a chance as the field comes. To get stage 3 underway, green flag waving. Kyle Larson and Justin Allgaier on the front row, and Allgaier has stuck with Larson on this restart very well. And off turn 2, Allgaier clears Larson. Justin Allgaier goes to the lead. Larson, the dominant car of the day, slips back to second. Jesse Love trying to get to his inside, cannot do it. And it's Allgaier away with the lead. Larson files in line second. Then it is Love fighting with Sammy Smith for third. Behind them, Connor Zilich and Carson Quaffle are wheel to wheel as well. Brandon Jones, William Sawalich, Corey Heim in a thicket of traffic behind. But now here's Larson. He begins to aggravate the back bumper of Justin Allgaier Chevrolet. And this could get spicy for the lead.
Into the back of him there.
Now, these are quasi-teammates. One is from Junior Motorsports, the other is from Hendrick Motorsports. But Larson would love to get this lead back. The pace that he's had today has been elite-level stuff, but he's stuck in the dirty air behind Allgaier here, and Sammy Smith has queued up right behind Larson, so too is Jesse Love and Carson Quaffle. Ooh, and Smith. Oh, right to the bumper cover of Larson. No contact. Not yet.
Sammy Smith. There will be contact.
I know it was a conversation during the week of how would this series and how would the drivers react to their first short track race since the Martinsville melee from 2 weeks ago. Larson still tucked in behind Allgaier.
To be fair, Bristol is a very different type of track to Martinsville.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. They are both short tracks, but they are so different. Like, you race them completely differently. And Martinsville, as much as I think the chaos of the Xfinity race was stupid, I do also think that, I don't know, I just kind of love the chaos that Martinsville can bring sometimes.
Well,
I do love that about Bristol too. I mean, of course, you got to remember the Tony Stewart helmet throw that was here at the
course.
which is one of my favourite NASCAR moments.
Of course, at Martinsville, you
That
have
was
two
on this day.
flat
No, it
hairpin.
wasn't.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. No, that was
I
in the
wish it
summer.
was.
Oh, here's Larson. He got a good run off turn 4, and he runs into Allgaier in turn 1. He shoves Allgaier up the 28 degrees of banking, and Kyle Larson snags the lead away from the defending series champion. Not a lot of patience shown there by the Cup Series champion.
Larson's racing aggressively, I guess. When does he not go? He got
great
a really
drive
good run
off of turn 4. Yeah, he did.
A little bit of a nudge. It says, hello, I'm Kyle Larson, you're getting out of the way.
Allgaier.
To catch up or given the same treatment back.
Yeah, well, you're right. That has opened the door now for Justin to use his bumper if he gets the chance. Problem is, he might not get the chance because no one has been able to stay with Kyle Larson all day. But you're right, he got such a great drive off the top of turn 4 and rocketed down the 600-foot straightaway. Just drove into it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he means to. Yeah, no, he did. He meant to get into him there.
Bristol bump and run. That is how you used to have to make passes at Bristol before they added in the progressive banking. Back in the day when it was 32 degrees of banking, and this was a conveyor belt one-lane racetrack.
There is no way Bristol had 32 degrees of banking.
It was either 30 or 32. It absolutely was, because it rivaled Daytona and Talladega.
What the
hell? Then they
hell?
banged it all down and put progressive banking that's now 24 to 28 degrees.
Okay.
I would also like to add, I think that Larson just rattled his cage a little bit.
Thank you.
It's a Bristol. I had to do it.
I have pulled up the who was born on this day, and there's a couple of names that you might recognise.
Okay.
On this day in 1942, Carlos Rootman was born. On this day in 1950, Flavio Briatore was born.
God.
On this day in 1962, Carlos Sainz Sr. was born. On this day in 1964, Ross Cheever was born.
There you go. I just wanted to look it up just to clarify, because I do want to make sure what I say is correct, is accurate. Bristol's banking was 36 degrees.
That's insane.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. What is it now? Like 24 degrees then, right?
So it's progressive 24 at the bottom, 28 at the top.
Jeez. This track is such a unique place.
And yeah, when it was 36 degrees, it was just straight banking, so you didn't see this multi-groove racing. So everyone ran at the bottom, and you either had to have just a superior car to get underneath someone, or you had to just move them out of the way. Just as Larson did there with Allgaier.
And also both Sam Hunt cars in the top 10. Shout out to that team.
Yeah, how about that? Hyman Thompson, yeah, double top 10.
I still think it's only a matter of time before a Sam Hunt car wins the race.
Yeah, I remember you saying that earlier this year. It's not a bad
I've always
call.
said it. I think the closest they got was Sage Karam at Road America a few years ago. And then he just lacked talent going into the second to last corner, and Sam Mayer got through.
I've just seen the Bristol Motor Speedway banking demonstration they did in 1985, where they rolled a car from the top to the bottom. Oh my god, that is steep.
Yes. So,
and they didn't even have a catch fence, of course, back in that day, because it was just a sheet of just a single sheet of Armco, and then it was like a massive drop on the bottom, no?
Right, correct. And you could also probably look up in 2001 and 2002, the night race. TNT was the broadcaster of the race. They rolled a bowling ball down the banking into bowling pins. Dave Burns and Marty Snyder was a part of that pre-race bit.
Wait, 2001?
Dave Burns did in 2001, yes.
There you go, good.
You are the first person that I've heard say 2001 like 2001.
Yeah, same.
As Larson has traffic just in front of him that he's got to try to get around, which includes Thomas Annunziata and Chris Wright. They're running double file, and they make contact right in front of Larson. Oh, Wright came up, got into the left rear of Annunziata. Wright makes a good save. Larson gets around Chris Wright, the Pittsburgh driver, And now he'll go to the inside of Annunziata. Make the pass
You know
on
what?
him and Ryan Ellis.
I've got a little fact about Chris Wright that is that isn't known as well. Chris Wright was on course for a Formula 3 drive in 2020.
Wow, really?
He was an open wheel guy before. According to him, he had a Formula 3 ride lined up, and it didn't end up working out because of COVID, and so he switched to stock cars.
I cannot. I've had a look at the. Was it the Food City 500 they did?
Oh, contact!
No, it was the Sharpie 500.
Eckers and Hill made contact there.
Oh, and another car around. Massey, right on the main straightaway, spins across the start-finish line.
He got turned right there. Someone
And
got
that
into the back of him.
brings
He was
out a
racing Harrison
caution.
Burton. I think he was racing Burton there.
Mason Massey from Douglasville, Georgia, goes for a spin, and the caution comes out with 89 laps to go, and another car involved. Is that Sawalich? Yeah. William Sawalich with a ton of damage. Wow.
Yeah, no, he's out. I've just seen the engineer do the sign across the neck.
Oh, yeah, it's the front end has been punched in. It's probably obliterated the radiator.
I've
I
just
don't
seen
think
a
it's just
bowling
the
ball.
radiator that would have been obliterated too.
I found it.
The 18-year-old driving car 18 from Eden Prairie, Minnesota, has crashed here. So you did find it, Josh, you said.
I found it.
Okay.
I'm now watching it.
Wallich has been really underwhelming this year for me. I don't know about anyone else.
Oh, he was so dominant the last couple of years in the ARCA ranks.
And again, and most people can be pretty dominant in the ARCA ranks.
It
if you're in
properly
the
bounced.
JGR car.
So are we gonna get a bowling call out of Josh here?
Hold on.
Well, I'm assuming that we had a strike there from Sawalich into Mason Massey is my assumption.
Remind me who the
I
pit
tried to
reporter
make
was
that
who
as
got the
smooth
strike
as
again.
possible. Sawalich, I think. Oh, and unless his incident's
Matthew.
like completely unrelated.
Who was the pit reporter who got a strike again?
Oh, it was Dave Burns.
Okay, awesome. Very young Dave Burns. Jesus.
Right.
Okay.
Here's what happened.
Okay, I'll do the commentary after you actually look at the spin.
Allgaier.
No. Oh, Allgaier came way down off of turn 4, straight into the side of Massey. That's what sent Massey around. Now, where Sawalich comes in this, I don't know, because Sawalich was a little bit further back of all of this.
This is on board with him.
Yeah, it is.
Arca
Gosh!
brakes.
Right into the back of Connor Zilich. How in the world was he so late on the brakes?
He used to Arca brakes.
I mean, just squared up into the rear of Connor Zilich. Well, that's a terrible moment by Allgaier. It's just, that's not what you would expect from him. And it's an even worse moment from Sawalich. Sammy Smith with avoidance.
As I said, Arca brakes. Literally,
Wow.
like he doesn't have any brakes, man. Like, what on earth happened there?
Okay, CW have stopped doing adverts now, so I'm guessing it was the 25th of August because it's 0825. Okay, it's the 25th of August here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Well, an absolute shocking performance trying to get it up the banking. Let's see if they do anything better down the banking. Dave Burns goes up. I don't know if you can call it an alley. It's a bit of track with people lined each side. Dave Burns goes for the shot. He places it down, releases down the bank, and it goes massive bounce in its transfer. It hits the pin. What a strike straight into the crowd on the left-hand side. And the crowd absolutely erupts. Dave Burns jogs down the 36 million degree banking. What a performance from Dave Burns.
I will add, Justin Allgaier just said he had absolutely no idea Massey was even there.
Oh,
That
goodness
was 6 minutes into the race broadcast, like the pre-show, by the way.
Yes, right, yes.
And I will put my I'll go to battle screen, and I will put my camera on the Discord so chat can actually see what I was talking about.
Oh, let me have a look at this.
Look at Dave Burns go.
Good bowling form right here.
It was. Little twinkle toes here. And off it goes. Wow. Look at him go.
He's trying not to fall over as he walks down the banking.
I would say that was prime 2001 television, but I don't want to go there.
That 2001 Sharpie 500 at Bristol, won by Tony Stewart, ahead of a rookie Kevin Harvick, who finished second. I believe the rest of the top five was Jeff Gordon, Ricky Rudd, and Rusty Wallace. I do know on the pole for that race, first ever pole position for Jeff Green, who was at that point the defending Busch Series champion, was running a few races in a third RCR car, the American Online number 30. He won the pole for that race. Mike Skinner was with him on the front row, and Ron Hornaday, driving for AJ Foyt, was third. It was a very eclectic top three on the starting grid, but Green crashed early and finished 40-something. But yes, it was Tony Stewart winning that night. Jeff Gordon led the most laps in that race at about 199, I believe it was.
Sent you a video, Matthew, of the F2s. They are smaller than the F1s, and I'm not going to put it on stream because, well, there's no point. It's sending. I'm not going to send.
There it is.
And these are the Brisket F2s, and these are also insane. These are much smaller. They have 2-litre Ford engines in them.
Alex LeBay is officially out of the race.
And
it's a shame for one
yes,
Canadian
Matthew, that 58 car you saw, it is a Talladega Nights livery. It has all of the quotes on it, and I will get it up for you now.
By the way, I can tell you that going into tomorrow, Rory McIlroy will start the final round of the Masters with the lead on Bryson DeChambeau. Back-to-back 66s from Rory, who very well may be way out in front had he not fluffed it up at 15 on Thursday. DeChambeau is playing the 18th right now. He will be behind McIlroy by either 2 or 3 shots going into tomorrow. Patrick Reed, the former champion, has moved up with a round of 69 today, up to 4th. Ludwig Oberg is in the mix. Justin Rose has not had a good day. He has shot 2 over across the first 17 to drop to 6th off the lead. Zach Johnson had a really good round of 66 today as well.
Can you speak a language that motorsport fans understand, please? Thank you.
It was a great day to Augusta Masters. A tradition unlike any other. The Masters. It's the one event that we used to cover on USR and that I wish we still would, but it's very difficult to cover a full round of golf with just one person because no one else wanted to join me on golf.
You didn't need to. You could have finished that sentence at golf. The one sport I just cannot get into whatsoever.
Right.
I'm sure I can do mini golf though. It's fun, genuinely.
That is the Talladega Nights livery. I've just sent it to you, Matthew.
Oh, very good. Look at him go.
It has.
Wow.
It has.
Charlie England.
Yes, it has shake and bake on one side of it.
Of course it does.
It has slingshot engaged
Oh, jeez.
on the other side.
Oh,
On
that
the
movie.
on the rear of the wing, it has if you ain't first, you're last. On the front bumper of it, it has I want to go fast. And on the bonnet, on the side of the bonnet, it has I wake up.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that movie.
And
Oh,
you know,
Lord.
and you know where it's going, and it
Yeah.
even has a NASCAR style logo on it, because one of the sponsors, they've made a NASCAR style logo with it.
Oh, that movie.
But yes,
Mhm.
I was very, very happy, and to see that car, not just because of the movie, but because of how cool of a car it looks. It does look like a nice car, though.
It looks nice. Yes, you are right about that.
But it gets covered in dirt because it's a shale car.
By the way, I mentioned the Stanley Cup playoffs starting on USR next Saturday.
I'll send it to you, Jack.
We've just had it
Oh, yeah, sure.
confirmed that the Stanley Cup playoffs this year will not include the New York Rangers, the Boston Bruins, or Pittsburgh Penguins. It is the first time in an NHL
Penguin?
history
Where?
the Rangers, Bruins, and Penguins will miss the playoffs in the same year. My goodness. Anyway, enough of golf and hockey and bowling.
Alright,
We
I'm
get
back.
ready for the restart here.
Discord was bugging out.
Go bowling at the Bristol?
Go bowling at...
Go bowling at the Coliseum.
Ah, there you go. So getting set for the restart here, which will come with 76 laps to go. Kyle Larson, the leader. Justin Allgaier, second. Brady Smith, Carson Quaffle, Jesse Love, the top 5 on this restart.
Oh,
William
that is a
Sawalich
good-looking
has
car.
been checked and released from the infield care center.
There are some very nice looking stock cars this year around the short oval. I'm very happy they look
Penalties.
so cool. Go on.
Kyle Sieg, Jeb Burton, Parker Retzlaff, all speeding on road to the rear of the longest line. Fortunate for Parker, he qualified really well for an Alpha Prime car.
Sending you another car, Jack. Look how nice this car looks.
Oh god, what we got now?
I'll send
Green
it.
will actually come, just to correct myself, with 75 laps to go.
I'll send it to you as well, Owens, because I can. There you go.
That is also a very good looking car.
But it only races in Scotland, as you can see. It's Cowderby Racewolf.
That's unfortunate.
I think it does come down south. I will have to look.
Alright, ready for the restart with 75 laps to go here in Bristol. Can anyone take the fight to Kyle Larson? Justin Allgaier did on the last restart. Larson got back around him. Green flag is out. Larson was able to accelerate quickly through the restart zone, but again, Allgaier is able to stay with him. Not as well as he did last time, though. Larson is clear to the lead out of turn 2. So when they exit turn 4 and get to the line, Larson leads from Allgaier. Jesse Love is in third, side by side at fourth, between Sammy Smith and Carson Quaffle. Connor Zilic, who has that damage at the rear end off of William Sawalich's contact, races with Dean Thompson and Brandon Jones, the Darlington winner, as they cross the line one more time. Love tries to maneuver his way to the inside of Allgaier here. Fight for second is on, and it's very close. Contact is made. Good save by Allgaier.
I think Allgaier just needs to let Love through here. Love's so much quicker.
Allgaier already came down on one car that caused the last caution. Stays ahead of Love for now.
It's Quaffle.
Yep, Carson closing in. Car number 1,
Two-time.
Quaffle.
The two-time Cars Late Model Stock Tour champion.
He's ran so well this year, just hasn't gotten the finishes he's deserved on so many occasions. You certainly think of Coda. Works his way to the inside of Love on the exit of 4, but Love gets the momentum off the top to stay in front. It's the highest up we've seen Jesse Love today, by the way.
It surprised me how good Quaffle was at Coda, because I never really thought of him as a road course guy.
Yeah, no one did. And he ran
He has done a few Trans
extremely
Am
well.
races here and there, though.
Did run extremely well in that race. Had a flat tire in the last laps when he was trying to put pressure on Connor Zilich. Brandon Jones in turn 4 to the inside of Dean Thompson. Thompson's been around the top 10 all day long, and he runs 7th right now. Jones pressurizes from behind. 2 Toyota Supras here go at it for 7th. And here is Quaffle again to the inside of Jesse Love out of turn 4, but Love has it hooked up around the top. Stays in front in that red and white number 2.
Monsignor into the wall, I'm told, has carried on though.
Monsignor, who we're wondering how much of a contender he could be today. He loves these short tracks. He's 1 lap down in 19th. By the way, the Dash for Cash right now is a whitewash. 2 cars in the Dash for Cash crashed in stage 1 in Sheldon Creed and Brennan Poole. And then that only left Justin Allgaier and Austin Hill, but Hill is currently a lap down. Allgaier is the only one that's on the lead lap, and he runs 2nd.
Waffle's going to get past in the next few laps, I think. He might have to use the he might have to use the bumper a little bit here. No,
Waffle's
does he?
He's been among the best cars here all day long. To the inside of Love in turn 1. Love will climb the banking. Quaffle wraps the bottom, comes out of turn 2. Quaffle with a nose in front. Love uses the momentum off the top of the banking, however, to draw back even. They run into turns 3 and 4. Quaffle with a slip off the bottom, and that's going to allow Love to take the position, or keep the position, that is, at 3rd.
Matthew?
Yes?
Would you be surprised to hear that we have a quarter-mile banked oval in the UK?
Really?
Yes. Even after Rockingham closed.
Here it is.
Here is the replay, by the way.
Monsignor, just with a twitch in the middle of the corner, dusted it off, kept going.
It's called Hendersford. It's near Birmingham, which is probably not the best place, but it's alright.
Well, of course, next week, Xfinity and Truck Series goes to Rockingham.
Yes, Rockingham.
Ham. I was hoping to do the truck race with you guys next Friday, but that timing just does not work out with me on a Friday, unfortunately. But certainly we'll be here on Saturday on USRN2 and JBM for the Xfinity race.
But
very excited for Rockingham to be back on the schedule on Easter weekend, and very glad we're not racing on Easter Sunday this year. Thank goodness.
Yeah, I'm happy we're not racing on Easter Sunday, obviously. I've got plans to go see my grandma, so I can't even do much racing that day.
Well, it's the one and only off week for the Cup Series this season if you don't count the week between the Clash and Daytona. Which is real madness. It's real madness that even if you include that, if you include the 2 exhibition races, you're running 38 races in 40 weeks.
That's nuts. And that's
It
that's not including all the additional races some of the Cup guys are running.
Right, yes. Double
Look at
header
the amount of races
weekends,
these guys do
or
a year. It's just ridiculous.
yeah, like with Larson or Christopher Bell or other guy, Ty Gibbs that run dirt races. Yeah, it's crazy.
Specifically Kyle Larson.
Oh, yeah. Runs everywhere. Ryan Sieg sneaking a peek to the inside of Brandon Jones for 8th, unable to make that pass. Jones went 98 races between wins before he won last week in Darlington, having a solid top 10 run here today. Larson just gradually building his lead on Allgaier as he's done all day. It's up to 1.4 seconds. By the way, that Xfinity Series race next Saturday, the North Carolina Education Lottery 250 at Rockingham. That's at 4 p.m. Eastern Time next Saturday on USRN2. And JBM, the truck race on Friday at 5, the Black's Tire 200. Cup Series will be back in action on April the 27th in Talladega, Alabama. Again, Quaffle trying to get around Jesse Love, who rides the top in 1 and 2. Quaffle really spearheads the throttle in the middle of the corner, gets a nose in front. Love uses the momentum off the top to stay even with him. Quaffle has the better car here. Can he complete the pass out of turn 4? No. Love sticks his nose still to the outside. Now Love right up to the cushion. Not enough to stay with Carson, who sweeps up in front of him, and Carson Quaffle finally takes over that third position. 3 seconds behind the leader with now 50 laps to go in Bristol. Meanwhile, Larson getting through some more traffic here. He's been dealing with lap traffic all day long.
Trying to find out what degree banking Henderson Raceway is, but it's not specified anywhere, unfortunately.
What random question to you guys? What was the banking on the old Monza oval, out of curiosity?
Oh, that's a good question. That was mental stuff.
Around 30 degrees.
Ridiculous how they allowed that to happen.
You're not kidding.
And another bit of curiosity for another bit of banking. What about Brookland? So that's the closest racetrack to me, technically.
Well, the banking was reaching nearly 29 feet high, whatever that is. 30 degrees as well.
Yeah, 30 degrees, 29 feet. That track was mental. There's now a Mercedes-Benz World where it is.
Oh,
Where it was.
Yes.
Sammy Smith just got a good run at Jesse Love. And these 2 red and white Chevrolets now duel for 4th. Love going to try to do what he did to Quaffle and hold him back as long as he can by using the top. But Sammy Smith has been strong all day. All of these JRM cars have been strong all day. They've just been second in class to Larson. Smith going to try to wrap it around the bottom once again, but Love uses the momentum off the top. By the way, this 17 car for Hendrick Motorsports has run 5 races this year. It's finished second in 3 of them. Finished second at Coda with William Byron, at Phoenix with Alex Bowman, where he just got beat by just that much against Eric Almirola, and then was second last week at Darlington with Chase Elliott. Now, one of those...
Baffert there.
Yes, that's right. Very good. And then, of course, the other, another one of the races that the 17-car race this year was at Homestead with Kyle Larson, was on his way to certain victory, but a late caution came out, and he finished 4th in overtime.
That car is fast this year. Always is, to be fair.
The only time that that 17 car has run this year and not finished in the top 5 was at Martinsville when it finished 21st.
Corey Day was the driver, right?
Corey Day, yes.
I might annoy people here by saying this, but I think Corey Day is being rushed.
Oh, well, that happens more times than not.
Way too quickly.
Yeah.
Give that guy some more time in late models. He's got talent, like, it's very obvious that there's something there. No one takes a truck pole by accident. No one wins on their late model, in like only their second late model race by accident. There's clearly talent there. It's just a matter of, like, gradually getting him used to it. And to be fair, the guy does still do dirt racing. As you want to know his schedule, this is one of 3 races he is scheduled to do this year. Sorry, April, he's only got 3 races scheduled. He has it on his website, his full schedule. Which was, he's doing Truck Bristol, Truck Rockingham, and Trans Am Sonoma.
Well,
Matthew?
hope for good things for him, yes.
That banking is definitely there, isn't it? Kind of.
It's a tinge of banking, yes.
Yes, but it doesn't look much, but the apex of the corner is quite. I'll get it on the sim. You'll see what I mean. Another random time. What else was I going to say? Oh, it's built where an old reservoir was, which is why there's a little bit of banking.
Oh, I see. Very good. Laps winding down here at Bristol, 33 to go, and if
there's a motor race going on.
If we stay green the whole way, this race is going to be over here in just a few minutes. Just want to remind everyone, I talked about Rockingham next week for the Xfinity Series, guys. Next Saturday, Xfinity Series will then next go on April 26th to Talladega, and then 3 races in May at Texas, Charlotte, and Nashville. And then,
Super
of
Speedway.
course, the first race, right, yes. And then the first race in June for the Xfinity Series will be at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez.
If it happens.
In Mexico City. Well,
All
indeed.
plans currently are for it to go ahead. As far as I'm aware, it should go ahead. I've heard that Catherine Lesh is doing a cup start there, by the way.
Yes, I've heard the same.
More her element, in my opinion.
Isn't she not
By the
doing
way,
the Indy 500 this year?
She is,
I
yes.
think
So
she is,
what?
yeah.
So what she's going to do if she makes the 500, she's going to run the Xfinity Series race at Charlotte on the Saturday before the 500, then fly up to Indy and do the 500 that following Sunday.
Jeez, sleep schedule.
Could be worse.
Larson's gonna-
Your name could be Kyle Larson.
Yeah, Larson, of course, going to do the 500 and the 600 on the same day. His lead on Justin Allgaier about 1.25 seconds right now with 27 laps to go. By the way, we talk about the lack of off weeks for Cup. Xfinity is going to get a few off weeks here coming up soon. I mentioned they're only running 3 races in May. After Texas, they get 2 weeks off because on the weekend after Texas, Cup and Truck go to Kansas, but Xfinity's not going to Kansas. Then the week after that, they also will not go to North Wilkesboro.
I want to see how the Xfinity guys would race around North Wilkesboro. I'm going to be honest.
I would too. And then
the
first
Cars
week of-
Tour is going to be on FS1, so yeah, it's a worthy sacrifice.
And then the first week of June, Xfinity is... Where are they not going first week of June? Michigan is where they're not going.
I still think Creed was on for a win before that red flag last year.
No, it might have
He
been.
was cutting into Allgaier's lead. Without that red flag, I stand by that Creed wins that race. I am a Creed fan, so I am obviously biased, though. But I still think he should have like 4 wins right now.
Sending
Well, he
you
could,
a
he could
photo,
easily
Matthew.
have... Goodness gracious, he could easily have 5, 6, 7 at this point.
Then I get told by people, oh, he's not good enough to be in Xfinity. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
The guy's a truck champ, an ARCA champ, a 2-time Stadium Super Trucks champ. Yes, people forget that series it actually exists anymore. You want to know who owns it, though, out of curiosity?
Is it Robbie Gordon at this point?
Yeah, it is Robbie Gordon.
Oh,
He's
what
a
a
legend
character.
himself.
Oh yeah, legend, alright.
He's a character.
He's a character, alright. Don't get me started. Don't get me started on Robbie Gordon, please. Not this late into a
Moron,
race.
but he's
yeah,
quite
this
funny.
this late into a race, I cannot get started on Robbie Gordon because being that we're at Bristol, I would start talking about the 2002 Food City 500, where he picked a fight with, of all people, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and then I would talk about later that year at Bristol, him dumping Jimmy Johnson on a restart and taking out any chance of Johnson winning the championship. See, I've already gotten started. Battle for second, Carson Quaffle has gotten alongside his teammate Justin Allgaier. No, he didn't.
He got a penalty, I'm pretty sure, though.
Oh yeah, he got a
He got
2-lap
sent to the
penalty.
rear. He got sent to the rear, I think.
Yeah, he got a 2-lap penalty that night at Bristol. Quaffle has worked his way towards Allgaier. Allgaier on the top of turn 3, going to try to use Chris Wright as a pick. Quaffle might try to thread the needle, thinks better of that. And this is a fight for second with 17 laps to go.
Matthew.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, including me, do not understand the Dash for Cash rules. What does it mean?
So, the Dash for Cash, the qualifying race for the Dash for Cash was what? That was...
Earlier in
Las Vegas.
Yeah, Las Vegas.
So Las Vegas was the qualifying race for that. So the top 4 Xfinity Series regulars in that race was eligible for the Dash for Cash at Homestead. Justin Allgaier won the race and won the $100,000 because he was an eligible driver.
In
And
other
the top
words,
4
all
from that
guys going
race-
to be very rich.
Yes, then the top 4 from that race was eligible for Martinsville. Top 4 from Martinsville eligible today. So yes, Allgaier's on his way to winning another $100,000. He would have won the $100,000 at Martinsville had his teammate Sammy Smith not ruined it for him. Instead, Austin Hill took it. And then the last of the Dash for Cash races is next week at Rockingham. Larson would not be eligible, so as of now, the 4 that would be eligible going to Rockingham would be Allgaier, Quaffle, Smith, and Love. Larson is in an almighty wad of traffic here as he just tries to get through these last 12 laps. He's got Parker Retzlaff to his outside that he's got to get around. Thomas Annunziata's up there. Jeremy Clements is up there. Larson does get around Annunziata, and as he crosses the line, just 11 laps to go.
That was, I believe, the 70, very nearly turning. That was one of the 50s, was it? The 51, yes it was.
Yeah, that was, Clements and Annunziata. Larson's lead has started to decrease a bit as he tries to work his way through this traffic. It's 1.1 seconds with 10 to go. He's trying to get around the Taylor Gray automobile going to turn 3.
My Twitter's messing up. Did you get that message, by the way?
I did.
You can tell the banking is there on that image, can't you? Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Ooh, wow. Annunziata and Clements. Larson would not like to see a caution at this point. Nearly saw one right in his rearview mirror. Crosses the line with now 8 laps to go. His lead 1 second on Allgaier. Jesse Love continuing to backslide. Brandon Jones has gotten around him. Jones has climbed up into the top 5. He's the first non-Chevrolet in the running order. At 5th in his Toyota Supra.
It's wild to me that Brandon Jones has arguably been the best Toyota this year.
Yeah.
Of all people, I did not expect. Then again, there are 2 rookies. But Taylor Gray is a guy I just have so much respect for.
Yeah, he's going to win, I think, this year.
It's a matter of when, not if.
Right.
He's an incredibly fast driver. He's also the only driver I've ever known who has actually flipped at Martinsville.
Here's Larson.
He actually managed that.
Larson had to go to the inside of 2 cars side by side, Austin Hill and Bonsignor. He's gotten by Hill. Takes a very shallow line out of turn 2 to not risk running into Bonsignor. He's having to run these last laps very cautiously as Kyle.
Is it just me, or is he quite slow?
Yeah, he's definitely backed off a lot as he just tries to milk it to the finish here.
4 attempts in the last lap.
His lead's still at 1 second, and he's got a lot of cars between he and Allgaier. He gets right to the spoiler of Hill out of turn 4. We're down to 3 laps to go. Larson diamonds turns 1 and 2. Now he'll finally put away Austin Hill as he drives it hard into turn 3. Larson looking for his 2nd career Xfinity Series win at Bristol, and he's a mile away from it with 2 laps to go. And he did. Quaffle's taken 2nd from Allgaier. Mostly clean track ahead of Larson now with just Zilich and Bonsignor ahead of him. Here he is off turn 4. White flag in the air. Final lap at Bristol for Kyle Larson, who has been so dominant today. Squeezes to the inside of Bonsignor's Toyota out of turn 2. And Kyle Larson comes out of turn 4, and he bashes the field at Bristol. Kyle Larson, of course, his 16th career win in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, his first since a win last year in Austin, Texas. It's his 2nd Xfinity win here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. His other came while driving with Chip Ganassi in 2018. Larson wins it. Carson Quaffle 2nd, Justin Allgaier 3rd, Sammy Smith 4th, and Brandon Jones finishes 5th. Top 5 for Jones after his win last week.
I would like to quickly apologise to, at the peak, the 18 people who had to listen to our shenanigans. Burnouts on the front stretch.
So finally a win for the Hendrick Motorsports 17 car in Xfinity this year. As we mentioned, 2nd 3 times, a 4th, and a 21st in 5 starts this year.
Credit to Corey Hyde for that top 10. He's got 8th place. And Dean Thompson got 10th, so double top 10 for Sam Hunt Racing.
And the burnouts on the front straightaway now from Larson. He did one on the backside, now he'll do one on the front.
I can tell you're coming down with a cold, Jack.
What?
I can tell you're coming down with a cold.
No, it's called hay fever.
That as well, yes.
I've got hay fever. It's horrible.
I don't know what it is, and I'm going to get ready to turn the fader up. I always, this time of year, have multiple sneezing fits. I'm not allergic to anything. I don't have hay fever. I'm not allergic to anything that I know of. I don't know what it is. And I can hear in the background, all we do is win, no matter what.
It's a fitting song for Kyle Larson as he climbs out of the car. Second last night in the Truck Series, and pure domination here this afternoon in the Xfinity
in the
Series
17 car.
Apps 300.
Race about how good you were at Homestead. How motivated were you by ultimately what happened there to come here and back it up at victory lane today?
I don't know. I mean, that didn't really factor in at all. Just another really good car. So thanks to Adam Wall and Becker, everybody at HMS for what they do in junior motorsports as well. They're obviously all really fast this year, so makes it a lot of fun. I just love this place, especially in Xfinity, and you can move around, and traffic is just a lot of fun. So just felt like when I could get to traffic, I could get picking people off. But Justin did a good job kind of hanging with me there that last run. So the pressure was on a little bit, but we just had a good enough car to get to the lead, stay in the lead, and be really good in traffic.
We talked also before the race about John Edwards. You said there'd be no better way to honor him than by doing exactly what you did today. How does it feel to do this one for him?
Damn good, for sure. So, no, it's awesome. I mean, I wish I could have won last night, but just came up a little bit short. So, cool to get a win, this weekend for John and everybody who's been a part of his life and all that. So we got one more tomorrow. It'd be nothing better than to cap it off with a cup win for John and all of Hendrick Motorsports. And just look forward to it. Have a great car there for tomorrow, and just got to execute like we did today.
He dominated, no doubt about that. Kyle Larson wins at Bristol.
Justin Allgaier has money on his mind, and he can never get enough. But every time Larson steps up in the building, everybody's hands go up.
Very good. Kyle Larson gets the win. Second place finish, though, for Justin Allgaier does get him another $100,000 bonus, winning the Dash for Cash. Kyle Larson today, nothing short of brilliance, perfection. Of 300 laps, he led 277 of them. The next highest laps led total was Sam Mayer with 12.
As we watch, is that Daniel Dye? It is Daniel Dye. Just giving a fist bump to Christian Eckers there.
Fight. Oh.
I don't think there's any need for one tonight. I think we've been perfectly clean.
And you heard there in the winner's interview, too.
Oh, Carson Hostevar.
That is Carson down there. It is an emotional weekend for everyone at Hendrick Motorsports and for a lot of people around the entire NASCAR garage with the shocking news of the passing of John Edwards earlier this week.
It came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
it really
did. And
it's been a sad week.
So close to everyone at Hendrick Motorsports was John, especially Jeff Gordon. He was a public relations member with Hendrick Motorsports starting in 1994, and he was particularly with Jeff for all that time, starting in Jeff's second full-time season in 94. And he also worked very closely with the folks at Fox Sports when Jeff went into the Fox Sports booth after his retirement, and then rejoined Hendrick when Jeff stepped out of the booth and became the vice chairman at Hendrick Motorsports. Just terribly sad news to have lost John earlier this week. And, good way to honor his memory with the Hendrick car winning today, and they'll have course, 4 chances to get a Hendrick car in victory lane tomorrow.
A sad week for NASCAR, in all honesty, especially the passing of Al Pearce.
Yeah.
And CJ Hattori.
Yeah, Hattori, with owner that in the truck series that won a championship.
With like
the
less
series.
than a dozen employees too.
Yeah.
Incredible achievement. And then they had to let Brett Moffitt go too, financial reasons.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that gave Austin Hill a chance to show what he's worth.
Yeah, it did. You're absolutely right. So, Josh, how do we want to handle getting out of here? As it is still just north of 7:30 on the East Coast.
Whatever way you want to do it is your broadcast. There's a reason why you're on the top, not me on the JBM.
Well, we need to halt that very quickly. I am nobody, don't you know?
You are the Oracle. You are Matthew Owens.
Oh,
the Matthew Owens.
Oh, dear.
I am the little L1.
Okay, so final thoughts from today's SciApps 300. Start with you, Jack.
That was a win fitting for John Edwards there. Utter domination from Larson. That is a classic Larson performance. Just unbelievable stuff right there from Larson. I think that just goes to show. I don't know. I know we all have mixed thoughts on bushwhacking. I'm completely fine with it personally, and I think it helps the drivers learn. But also shout out to Carson Kloppel. Great performance from him today. Second, only a matter of time before that guy gets to win.
Yeah, really impressive to fight through and pass Allgaier on that last run for how good Allgaier was today. Josh, final thoughts from you?
It wasn't very sci-fi, but what it was the biggest podcast that we've ever podcasted here on JB Motorsports and USN, and well, it was a very unfriendly broadcast for radio because of half of the stuff we showed on JBM with cameras. But Allgaier, well, he's $100,000 richer, so if you're in Bristol, you know who to go for a round of drinks later on this evening. I've just seen as well Sammy Smith in 4th, Brandon Jones 5th, Jesse Love 6th, Ryan Sieg 7th, Corey Heim, Christian Eckers and Dean Thompson out of any single person on this grid was in 10th, and well, we only finished, Matthew, with 12 cars on the lead lap. Sam Mayer and Connor Zillage, who was the last car on the lead lap. Then Daniel Dye, the first one lap down. He'll be getting a free pass next week.
I will also add an additional little fact here. Kyle Larson, not only did he dominate most of the race, he got the fastest lap.
Yep, so we got the Xfinity fastest lap. He led 277 of the 300 laps. He gets the win. Finally, the HMS number 17 wins this season after being so close on their previous 4 of their previous 5 starts.
That fastest
so Larson
point was mailed. Sorry, Matthew. Lag.
Yeah.
Some massive lag, but we still got you. That Bahrain, it was mailed from first class from Bahrain, that NASCAR Xfinity fastest lap point.
Very good. So, Larson can't go for the weekend sweep because, of course, he was second last night in the truck race, but he can go for a weekend double. He'll be one of the favorites tomorrow.
If he's third, then he's got a podium.
That's right. That is right. So he'll go for it as one of the favorites tomorrow in the Food City 500 at Bristol, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time on USRN. It'll also be right here on JBM as well, part of a very busy Motorsports Sunday.
Yay.
For everybody.
Luckily, I'm not here. Yay. Sorry, JB.
Again, the Xfinity Series will be back next week on USRN2 and right here on JBM as well with the North Carolina Education Lottery 250 at the Rockingham Speedway. We're back at the Rock next Saturday on Easter weekend. It'll be the last race for the Dash for Cash. Justin Allgaier has won 2 of the first 3 Dash for Cash bonuses. he will contest for the one next Saturday as well, along with two of his teammates, Carson Quaffle and Sammy Smith, along with Brandon Jones. Those will be the 4 eligible drivers for the 100,000 next week in Rockingham. So we're going to get out because it's very busy times all over the board here. So that will do it for us. Kyle Larson scoring the victory in the SciAps 300 for the NASCAR Xfinity Series at Bristol. His 16th Xfinity Series victory and second at Bristol. We will see you for all the fun, mirth, and merriment tomorrow from Bahrain, Bristol, and Long Beach. See you then.